4 tips to maximize the sale of your home. Right now, it is no secret. The news is out. We are in an absolute fire seller's market. It is a great time to be a seller. Inventory is super low, demand is through the roof, and there has probably never been an easier or better time to be a seller in the DFW market. But I want to give you 4 tips to really maximize the sale, because even though we are in the lowest inventory market that I've ever seen in my 15 years of being a broker, we still have properties expire every single day. And that means that those people put their home up for sale, and for whatever reason, it did not sell. Either they voluntarily took the house off the market, or they tried selling it for an extended period of time and it failed to sell. We also see people still having to reduce their price, and we still see people selling for below their asking price. And in my mind, that's just unacceptable if you're a seller, especially in today's market with as little inventory as we have. You ought to be getting at least your asking price. And in many of the markets that we're working, you should be getting 10 to 15% more than what you're asking. So let me give you these 4 tips on what you can do to make sure that you sell your home fast and for the most amount of money and with the least amount of hassles. So step number 1, make your buyers feel at home. And this means staging the property. This is one of the most important things that you can do. And according to the 2021 profile of home buyers by the National Association of Realtors, they say 82% of buyers agents said staging a home made it easier for a buyer to visualize the property as a future home. And if you're the seller of a commodity, you want the buyer to fall in love with your property. And it has been a known statistic for a long time now that staged homes versus unstaged homes on average sell for 7% more money and in half the time. And according to NAR right now, a typical home in the United States is only staying on the market for 18 days. So if you're seeing this video and you have your home on the market with another broker and it's been listed for 30, 60 days or longer and you've had to reduce your price, you might have the wrong broker, you might have the wrong strategy, or a combination of all of those. Tip number 2, keep it clean. And I'm talking about spick and span clean. What we have noticed in our experience as buyers agents is that buyers automatically think that when a home is dirty and unkept, that means that there's other things in the property that they can't really see that might be wrong with the property. So making sure that you declutter your home and have everything clean is going to make the buyer feel like this is one of the absolute best properties in the market. And we know from experience that the best properties in the market sell for the highest price. So if you're a seller and you want to maximize your buyer, your bottom dollar, make sure that you keep your property clean. I just had a new property come on the market last week. When I went over to the property to let the photographer in, was having the property cleaned, and all of a sudden I realized how nice this property was. And I think we underpriced it a little bit, but no worry, we actually got that property under contract for 20% over the asking price. That's right, 20% over the asking price in a super hot market. Number 3, give buyers access. Make it easy for them to schedule a time to look at your property. There is nothing more frustrating in the eyes of a buyer and in the eyes of an agent working with buyers to not be able to conveniently access a listing that's for sale. I know that this can be a little difficult, especially in the midst of a pandemic when so many people are working from home, but it really can hurt your chances of selling, especially for the top dollar, if you are declining showings or making it inconvenient for people to come by and look at your property. So just make it available and easily accessible for the buyers. In fact, what we're doing right now, because properties are going so quickly, is we're just asking our sellers to try to take some time off for the first weekend, because right now Almost 100% of our properties are going under contract in the very first weekend. And so that's a great time for you as a seller to go ahead and take a little mini vacation. And by the time you come back, we've probably done with all the showings and we probably have multiple offers to discuss on a Monday. And then tip number 4, make sure that you price it right. Even in a super competitive, super strong seller's market like we're in right now, you cannot overprice your property. It just will not help. Buyers are very price sensitive. Even right now when they're offering 10 to 15% over the asking price, the reason why they're doing that is because the price is attracting them to show them that it's a really, really good deal. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of how this actually works, this property that I was telling you about that we just put on the market last week, we had the property priced obviously 20% below where we actually sold it for. But by the time that we started to negotiate that offer, we actually raised the price on that home. And most of the buyers that were interested automatically withdrew their interest from the property because they knew that it was just way out of their price range. And what that did, if we had started out at that price, it would have significantly reduced our buyer pool. So make sure that you price the property correctly. It's very easy to overprice your property, and that can reduce the amount of showings that you get and can ultimately extend the days on market that you have, and it ultimately could make you not end up selling the property. But underpricing the property is not hard at all. And if you underprice the property, that can actually help make a bidding war happen on your property. And counterintuitively, it can actually help you sell your property for more money than you otherwise could have if you had priced it a little bit higher. So 4 tips for you to maximize your home sale this spring in 2021. If you have a home to sell, we want to talk to you because the market desperately needs listings for buyers out there right now. And I have never in my 15 years as a broker seen such a great market to be a seller in. So if you have a home to sell, we want to talk to you, especially if you're planning on putting it on the market this spring or this summer in 2021. So give us a call. Our number is 469-998-3322, or you can visit us on our website at mydallashomefinder.com. We look forward to working with you soon, so thanks and happy selling.